Unheard of.
Yo, what's up? What it is, what it does, what it seem like, what it be like. It's your boys, Arthur and Jared, back for another one of Unheard of. How you doing this week, Jared?
Great, man. Great. It's I'm still celebrating. I'm still celebrating out here the Georgia Bulldogs national championship victory, which I did predict on the show, despite being a little hesitant because of Nick Saban. Uh, it's been a great week. Busy. We had MLK day off, and then I've been having to do a lot of work. But aside from that, I think I'm gonna be having good weeks for the next 40 years until we win another one.
Next 40 years. I don't think it's gonna be that long. I don't know, man. Georgia's gonna be losing some pretty good players this upcoming season. So, but I don't know. If anything, this this season proved that y'all could put together a pretty good team and go out and get a championship. So maybe y'all have more to come soon.
Oh yeah, yeah, we got a
I
pretty good
hope
program.
I
Uh,
hope not, but that's just the Auburn fan in me speaking.
I
But
mean, how was your week, man?
not too bad, not too bad. Just been out here working so much, and everybody. Sorry that we couldn't get a episode out to y'all last week, but I mean it's just been so busy with work lately. So you know, uh,
Out in
yeah,
the swamps.
yeah, out in the old swamps of Louisiana. Um, yeah, but it's been all right. Just like I said, working and trying to get some gymming in. So been hitting the weights and the treadmills and what have you. Had to cut my beard off. So mustache only right now. So we mustache gang right now. But yeah, it's been fairly decent out here, you know. Can't complain.
Yeah, that's good, man. Good stuff. Out in the swamps, where the
Oh
sea
yeah.
level is only 6 foot above.
Is it six? Is it six or nine?
In New Orleans, it's only 6 foot above sea level.
Sheesh. That sucks.
Yeah. um, but yeah, I mean, we touched on it briefly, but we can go ahead and get into it. I'm still celebrating the Bulldogs, man. I gotta tell you, we if you've been watching the videos, guys, I've had an editing error the past couple weeks. Ever since we talked about Nick Saban owning Kirby Smart, there's a few minutes within each video where that image pops up on our screen. Uh, just an editing error of Nick Saban holding baby Kirby Smart. It's not going to be there this week because now he's finally overcome all of that. Okay, now Nick Saban is no longer his daddy. He's overcome it. And man, that team came ready to play. I mean, we were going after Bryce Young all night long.
So would you say that since Nick Saban is no longer Kirby Smart's dad, would he be more like an uncle now?
Yeah, he's like his brother. He's like
He's his
he's
brother. They're
he,
equals now.
no, no, no. He's like the brother that hasn't accomplished as much, but still a cool brother. You know.
Kind of like Colton.
Yeah. Well, Colton's doing his own thing. I mean, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna compare anything I've done to what my brothers have done because their stories haven't been written yet. So we'll see what happens with those guys in the future too.
I got you, man. I got you. But yeah, back to this game though. Like I mean, I was watching it. I was trying to be as impartial as possible, and I mean, I guess I was impartial because of course neither one of those teams are wanted to win, but one of them was going to have to win. So I guess I was hoping that Georgia would finally get one. But but yeah, like it was close in the first half. Nobody could get a touchdown. Then Georgia finally got one, and they just opened the floodgates. Basically, they were
Oh
just
yeah.
they was just taking it right to um, Bryce Young. I almost called him Jalen Hurts. But yeah, they did the thing.
Man, and obviously somebody like me has been looking forward to that moment for a very long time. I was basically biting my nails the entire game until the fourth quarter happened, and then we like blew them out of the water. Um, I mean, literally when Kaylee Ringo got that pick six, I was up in the air, dude. Like the kids are sleeping, and I'm just downstairs screaming, like I'm going at it. And I'm like, oh my God, we freaking did it. We're gonna freaking beat Saban. And like honestly, the the national championship piece came second in my mind after it because I knew Saban was just like the thing we had to get over. But like then I was like, oh man, we just won a national title. And um I'm literally screaming like the entire fourth quarter as we're winning. And Tiff is just sitting back in the recliner, chilling, playing Sims, not paying too much attention to the game. And then it gets to the awards ceremony and they're hoisting the trophy and everything. She's like, wait, did they just win a title? I'm like, Tiff, we won the title. We're the national champions. And she's like, oh, I just thought it was another season game because you scream at the TV like no matter what week it is or anything. I was like, no,
That's exactly
I was like,
that's
I don't
exactly
scream
how it
like
is with
that though.
yeah, that's exactly how it is with me in Odessa, man. Like I'll just be it could be just a regular season Hawks game I'm watching on TV, and then I just start screaming and stuff at the TV, and then she's like, "Oh, did they win?" I'm like, "No, they're doing terrible." Like, or like, "Yeah, they won," and then she's like, "Oh, was it a championship?" And I was like, "No, just a regular season game." And like every last season when they made it to the playoffs and the Eastern Conference Finals, I kept being like, "Yeah, Hawks win," or we lose, and she's like, "Oh, are they out?" And I'm like, "No, there's still some more games left in the series." And then she's like, "Oh, okay." And then or she'll call the Hawks the Falcons
Uh,
sometimes, and I'm like, "No, no, it's not the same teams." I was like, "They are both birds, but they're not the same teams." But yeah,
man,
that's
I yeah, I already ordered a jersey, another shirt, waiting on a hat. So heck, I'll probably buy some more stuff too. I'm gonna be celebrating this one for a little bit. I mean, and honestly, our team has that type of momentum now where we've been there for the past few years. We just couldn't get over the hump. Uh, so hopefully this will do it where we can build something similar to Clemson or Alabama. Not Clemson recently, Clemson of the past. Um,
yeah.
where we can be in the title game every so often and hopefully win a few. Um, so that's what I'm hoping for. But man, it was really exciting watching Kirby hoist up that trophy and then chatting with Coach Dooley. It was a man, it was a pretty awesome experience. I'm not gonna lie. I was basically in shock the entire night because I couldn't believe that we were finally gonna get through this curse. Although I had a feeling just because the Braves did it this season that hey, if the Braves did it, the dogs can do it. So it was a pretty good year for Georgia sports. Georgia sports spurts.
Georgia spurts. That's we gotta get a new team of something, maybe like a hockey team or something like that, and call them the Georgia Spurts. But so Jared, you strike me kind of as one of those fans that now Georgia has won. You're gonna get some memorabilia, and you be the type to frame it. Are you gonna do that, like a jersey
Well,
or a T-shirt or something?
oh yeah, 100%. But
100% gonna frame it.
I already have framed memorabilia. I've got a framed Chubb jersey. I've got a Rose Bowl Sony Michelle jersey. So I'm already that type of fan, anyways. Like literally, um, I bought a championship jersey just for me to wear. It's not like the white one that they won in, only because all my Bulldogs jerseys are already white. So I figured I needed to differentiate. I went and bought
Yeah.
a red jersey with the 2022 championship patch. That's just for me to wear around game day. But then I'm buying a Kaylee Ringo championship jersey, authentic, like the white one, and everything. And I don't know if he'll ever do signing events, but I'll probably try to get that one signed since that pick six sealed the deal. And yeah, I'll probably frame that one.
Well, I mean, did the pick six really seal it? I feel like
Oh yeah,
I feel like Georgia already had it won before the pick six because it was like what they were down. Were they down by 6 or 7
eight.
before the pick six? They were down by 8.
They
So
would have yeah they would have to get a touchdown and a 2 point conversion. But I
yeah,
mean,
but
we've
it was
seen
in like the
crazier things.
yeah, it was in like the final like seconds of the game though. So like I don't know. I still feel like they had it won.
There's like three
But
minutes left.
was it 3 minutes?
Yeah, man.
I thought it was like a minute and a half. I'm sorry, man. I'm just remembering it wrong. Um, but yeah, okay. I got you. I
so,
got you.
so
Um,
Nick Saban, man, that's like the New England Patriots over there. Like if it's only 8 points and they've got like 3 minutes, I'm not saying the game's over because they could
yeah.
get it
Oh
and
yeah.
then they could push us to overtime or whatever. To me, the pick six is what sealed it. That's the
Yeah.
jersey I'm getting. If it wasn't that, I'd probably get a Brock Bowers jersey, which I may still end up getting one because he's only a freshman anyways, and dude's going to be freaking amazing. So I'll probably still get a Brock Bowers jersey, but first I'm
Bowers.
getting the tight end.
That's the tight end. Yeah. Okay. I
Yeah,
was making sure. Not a Stetson Bennett jersey.
nah. I mean,
No.
look. I'll say this: the mailman delivered. Okay, he did deliver when it counted the most, but he also almost lost it when it counted the most. So the touchdown pass to Bowers was pretty clutch. Of course, Bowers, it was a really small screen. I mean, Bowers basically did all the work on that pass. Um, so look, credit to Stetson Bennett. He did play clutch when he needed to in this game, but to me, that game was more about the defense than our offense. Yeah, we had to score points, but also we kept Bryce Young to like one touchdown and 2 interceptions, which is pretty amazing. So
Yeah. No, that's pretty good.
I credit the defense more than anything on that win.
Um, yo, did you see Stetson? What was it on Good Morning America when he was just
Yeah,
drunk as hell? Like I didn't see the video, but like I need to. Like it was probably very funny.
they do it to themselves, like not the players. These networks that ask these players to be on right after a night of partying and everything.
Yeah. But
like
but yeah, I'll say it. Congratulations to Georgia for the national championship.
we appreciate
And
it.
I hope they never win another one.
That's number two if you're counting AP wise, and that's number three if you're counting just Georgia wise.
Oh yeah.
Um, so future's pretty exciting. Now the Bulldogs have gotten over that hump. I think future's going to be good to us. But we say all that to get you into our next sponsored topic, which is about a certain Mandalorian, not Din Djarin, Boba Fett.
And the
and
funny
also
thing is,
we're not sponsored. So
I was about to say you said sponsored, but the funny thing is he's not even a Mandalorian.
well, not really. Yeah.
He's a clone.
Yeah. Basically just a clone bounty hunter.
Yes, they just wear the Mandalorian armor to be intimidating.
Yeah. But
Him
still, I don't know, man. I mean, what do you think about the series so far? We're on episode 4, moving into 5 this coming week.
I mean, I love it. Also, this is, I mean, we talk about probably a TV show or movie every week. sometimes that are currently happening. So, of course, this is your weekly spoiler alert. So, if you haven't seen the Book of Boba Fett, I mean, we're about to get into it. So, there's that. No, I think it's really good. I like the fact that they, go back in time to show you how he got out of the Sarlacc pit, and I like how I don't know, he just seems different, in his time since the Sarlacc pit, and I mean, of course, now he finally has speaking roles. I mean, he didn't say one word in the original trilogy, and I mean, then we had him in the Clone Wars as a kid. So, I mean, I like this Boba Fett. I do.
I mean, we talk about how much he speaks. The actor to me, God, I always jack up his first name, but I'm gonna say T Morrison. All right, he
All
he
right.
but basically there's a interview where he said, yeah, this guy is talking way too much. He's like whenever John Favreau would leave Atlanta, I would be begging the producers to cut out like half of his dialogue. And
Wow.
he's like, and then they'd call us the next morning and be like, nah, John wants it in there. So he's saying that he thinks this character is talking way too much. Um, Before I even started reading reviews, I just wanted to like watch it myself to have an opinion. I mean, I'm not saying he's talking too much, but I don't know. It feels weird. Like I don't. This guy is supposed to be like a straight up G killer, and I don't think we're seeing that. I mean, sure, you could point to the Sarlacc pit and say, yeah, well, this version is a changed man because of the Sarlacc pit, and then he had the whole time with the Tuscans. Um, but I don't know. I feel like it should be a more brutal series than like a political, not political and like, hey, they're trying to spread a message. It's just like in this series, Boba Fett is pretty political and not a lot of that fighting stuff we're used to. The action you
Yeah,
think
I
you would
mean, they.
see.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say that. I don't think that they have skimped out on the action. I mean, there's been plenty of action inside of the show for me. Like the scenes when uh, him and what is her name, Fennec?
Mhm.
Him and Fennec, they got surrounded by the assassins, and then they had to fight off the big Wookiee. Um, and then when he was with the Tuscans and they were on the train. So I mean, like, there's been moments, it's had its moments of of Boba Fett showing, that he is still, down to, just kick some ass.
I mean, yeah, when he needs to. Like the flashback stuff is weird. Like when he retrieves his ship, I think those sequences are pretty cool. Um, Finnick herself as a character is really cool. She's a pretty
Yeah,
good
I really
character.
like her. I really like
Um,
her.
and I don't know, man. I think it's weird because, like, Morrison will be out there saying that this character talks too much, but at the same time, Din Djarin of the Mandalorian series is also kind of famously known for not having a lot of dialogue. So I think you can't have them both to be about the same character. Um, and I don't know, like I'm not disappointed with the series. It's just like a mixed bag. Like to me, I don't mind watching it. Like it's still an all right series. I'm not disappointed with it. But at the same time, if I'm comparing it to like The Mandalorian, oh man, The Mandalorian is like way up there for me. And this one is just like barely reaching the threshold of watchable.
I mean, you probably only like the Mandalorian more because it has Grogu in it.
Nah, I could care less about Baby Yoda.
Dude, the little homie Grogu. I love him, dude. Um, but
I
but yeah,
really
I
just
mean,
want to see Din Djarin marry that um that woman he met on the planet, and just keep his helmet on for the rest of his life and be a farmer.
Yeah, no, I mean he'll take he would. I feel like he would take it off if he ever settled down. But I don't know. I don't think he'll ever settle down. But also, I mean, I might be jumping a little too far ahead, but given the musical cues at the end of episode 4, do you
Yeah.
think we'll be seeing Din in this show?
Well, I think we will. And that's only because they talk about the war is coming, which means, hey, I might really enjoy the last couple episodes because it should be a lot of action, right? And
Yeah,
that's what I'm looking for. But they're talking about how far can credits get you, and Finnick is basically saying they can buy you warriors for a war. Um, and then you hear Din Djarin's music. So I think we'll be seeing them, which would be really cool. Um, because at the same time, you'd also be seeing kind of like the next phase of his character too, since Grogu left.
yeah, man. I'm definitely excited to see that and see what kind of arc he's taken since then. Um, yeah, I mean, I definitely think that since the other families kind of turned Boba Fett down in his offer for them to fight with him, he was gonna need some help. So I mean, I was wondering where he's gonna get the help from. Then I heard that music and I was like, oh yeah, dog. Two people in Mandalorian, two guys in just Mandalorian armor, absolutely decimating people. That's gonna be some good TV.
Oh yeah, and guys, my Boba Fett, um, my Boba Fett criticism probably also comes from the fact that I'm tired of Star Wars spending time on Tatooine. Like everybody tells them it's their most boring planet, and yet they keep going back and spending a bunch of time there. So I don't know
I mean,
why they keep doing it, but
well, I feel like they kind of wrote themselves in maybe a bit of a circle because I mean that's where Luke Skywalker's from. That's where um, his dad is from, Darth Vader, Anakin. There we go. So they kind of
it's where Ray ends up being from.
yeah, like that.
Like,
That's just they kind of just it's basically like the central point for all the people in this like main kind of Star Wars stories they've been telling. So I mean, if you hate Tatooine now, buckle up, Bucko, because you know that that the what show is it
Ahsoka.
that's coming up? No, not Ahsoka. Um, Kenobi, Obi-Wan
Oh
Kenobi. That
yeah,
show is gonna be taking place on Tatooine as well. So
I hope not.
sorry for the sorry for my brain blanking out in the dead air, but yeah, I'm super excited for it. You said you hope it doesn't.
Yeah, I hope so.
I mean,
Like,
it is, but because I think the whole plot of it is just him kind of overseeing over Luke while he's a youngster.
it's just so like literally you have a series named Star Wars. That's the franchise name. And then you spend 75% of your time on one of the most boring planets out there. Like
Um,
the possibilities are limitless. They could be on any other planet that has any other nice features, but no, they stick to a desert, and that's what they do everything in.
I don't know. I mean, I'm fine with it. I mean, I guess save the other planets for the movies. But I mean, you got to see plenty of other planets, like on Clone Wars. I mean, Dan went to I said that kind of with an E. Dan went to different planets on the Mandalorian. So I mean, we've seen other planets.
Yeah, that's why I like the Mandalorian. Get to
But
see more of the universe.
yeah, no, I mean, I like the way that it's moving right now. I would be happier if this Kenobi if they would have kept that Kenobi TV show as a movie. but they were all scared after Solo was bad. So I mean, I don't think Solo was bad. I mean, I really liked Solo. I
Uh,
mean, you've seen it, right?
yeah,
Okay. I mean, I especially
I
like the
think we
end.
saw it together when I was in Georgia.
Did we? We might have. Um, I still especially like the ending though with Darth Maul, coming back. I was definitely excited for that, man. Like
Yeah,
just because being a Clone Wars fan and seeing Darth Maul's story, fleshed out. So that really really made me excited. So I wish they would have came out with a sequel to Solo, but not happening. And then they just kind of made Kenobi into a TV show, which I'm still excited for, but I wish it were a movie. The
here's a
Ahsoka TV show, the
uh,
Ahsoka TV show is going to be pretty good. Or hoping, here's hoping, fingers crossed. Her and her white crystal um, dual wield lightsabers. So I'm really excited.
yeah, and I was laughing because I was trying to look up where Kenobi was mostly going to be taking place. But yeah, most of it reveals that it's going to be on Tatooine with set photos
Yeah.
and everything. And there's literally articles already that say why Kenobi shouldn't take place on Tatooine. Like there's a bunch of articles,
I
and
mean, I don't. You think they're gonna kind of show um, Kenobi meeting up with Yoda in the Dagobah system?
mm, I don't know. I don't really know what to expect for the Kenobi show. I'll go into it with like an open mind.
Yeah, and I know they cast Hayden Christensen as Darth Vader in this show, but if he's just gonna keep his helmet on him the whole time, what was the use of casting Hayden Christensen again? So I
For his
hope
voice.
for his voice. I mean, he's
Yeah.
he's under the helmet. They could have got James Earl Jones again. I mean, he's still alive. So like,
Didn't they use Christensen a couple times during Clone Wars though? Uh,
I don't think
for the Darth
so.
Vader voice. I don't know.
Maybe, but I hope he takes his helmet off so we can see all that charred uh, flesh again, dude.
Yeah. Well, it probably look much better now than it did back in the day when they did the helmet removal. Uh,
Yeah.
so and yeah, folks. Speaking of Disney Plus, we also saw the new Moon Knight trailer, which I think looks pretty freaking awesome. That show looks like it's going to be insane.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm excited for it. I don't know too much about the Moon Knight character,
Yeah,
himself. I mean, I've seen some videos here and there, but like I don't know too much about him. So I mean, this is going to be basically my introduction to him. So I'm really excited for that. And I like what I think Marvel is doing right with these TV shows is introducing you to these characters who you don't who no one really knows. They're kind of like B characters, and making them have an importance, to Marvel, like to the MCU as a whole. So I mean, I'm just excited to see how he's going to fit in.
man. I don't know. I'd argue Moon Knight's one of those characters that's been on the rise for a while. He could probably get his own movie. Uh, he's basically like the MCU version of Batman. He's rich, does most of his work at night. Yeah. So yeah, I really like Moon Knight though. I'm very ready for that series because the trailer makes it seem like they're going to stay true to that whole darkness of the character where it's not going to be, the MCU where they're making jokes every 30, 40 seconds. It looks like it's going to be dude with an actual problem, and it looks pretty cool. Looks like a actual psychological thriller of a person who just happens to be a superhero at night.
Yeah, and I mean, do you know much about Moon Knight? I was gonna ask you like some like questions. Like, is he like possessed or something by the spirit of the Moon Knight?
I think it depends on his story, but yeah, there's a version where basically yeah, he's got like this alter ego that controls him at nighttime.
Huh.
Um, and he
I mean, that's what the
mostly
trailer. That's what the trailer makes it seem like, that it's control, like whatever this is controlling him at nighttime. So
yeah, and it's kind of like a spirit that controls him. No,
yeah,
like it's kind of why you see his suit being formed from like mummy robes and stuff like that. Um, I mean, basically his story is kind of dark, anyways. So it looks like they're gonna stay true to that. I just like him because he's like he's one of those characters that doesn't talk a lot, but he's pretty brutal for like the MCU. I mean, he destroys people.
yeah. I mean, I saw that one scene in the trailer where he's just like beating the absolute hell out of that one guy. So I
Yeah.
mean, I'm excited for that. Um, yeah. I mean, I'm ready. I'm ready for it. And I mean, after that, what do we have? Is She-Hulk coming out after that?
Yeah.
And then like Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
You sound very sad about those shows coming out.
Yeah. And I mean, look, maybe She-Hulk is going to be good, but I'm just not intrigued by it at all. Miss Marvel might be okay, but She-Hulk, I'm not intrigued at. Like, it doesn't pike my interest whatsoever. I would rather see a series or an actual movie with Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk. Uh, but nah, I'm not too big on She-Hulk.
I mean, the only thing that sucks is I mean, we'll never get a Hulk movie because who? What studio owns the rights to Hulk?
Universal.
Universal. And I mean, they'll never make a movie probably, and they'll just keep him just in the MCU just to be in other people's stuff, like which sucks. But
Which is weird because if you did a similar agreement to like what they're doing with Sony for Spider-Man, where Marvel just produced the movie and Universal could still rake in like three-quarters of the profit, it'd just be money for everybody.
yeah, and also after Endgame, what do you think? What do you think Hulk's kind of arc is going to be? I mean, he got his arm just like decimated after the snaps. So
He did. I think he's gonna go into that dumb side quest now where he's gonna be a dude behind a computer, in people's ears, telling them what to do, all that type of stuff.
yeah,
Well, he's
maybe.
also a scientist, so he might have a hand in helping people out, that type of stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I really would like to see a Hulk movie because I mean, I think that Mark Ruffalo probably is the best Hulk that we've gotten out of the three. So, so yeah. I mean, I really hope I want to see more of that character, and I'm excited about the. I mean, I'm excited about She-Hulk, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm just the MCU just fanboy,
Probably.
but
I don't know.
I feel
I
like I feel like the MCU has more hits than misses.
well, I mean, I'd be inclined to agree with you. I'm just getting a little bit fatigued with all the superhero stuff now. Like the 2 or 3 movies a year, hey, I'll go watch them, whatever. And now there's like 6 or 7 series a year, and starting to become a little much. I didn't even watch all of What If. I didn't. I still haven't seen the Eternals. Even though it's on Disney Plus, I don't even know if I care to. Um,
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet either.
so I'm getting to where I'm probably just gonna watch stuff that I feel interests me, Like I don't know, because I don't think I'm gonna watch She-Hulk honestly, and I might not even watch Miss Marvel.
I mean, I'm completely opposite. I'm like, give me all of it. Whatever you got, I want it. Well,
Well,
except for the Eternals. I haven't seen the Eternals, and I haven't seen
I used to be
Black
that
Widow.
way until Endgame, and after Endgame, I've kind of been pick and choose. Of course, I'm huge on Spider-Man, so I'm always gonna check that stuff out. Um, but now I'm just like, how are they gonna do better than that string of Phase 1 through Phase 3? Like, uh, it seems pretty impossible to top. Like the Loki series was really cool. WandaVision was great. Um, and they've had their fair share of moments. I just I don't know if I just want to keep spending time watching all of them anymore.
Yeah, I feel like they won't top that. What is it? Kind of like what would you say it was a little bit of a wow factor? That they were able to get all these different characters and make you care about all these different characters and make it all mesh and mold together. I don't know if they'll ever capture that again after phase three. But I mean, with Shang Chi
Oh,
and
that one was good too.
Hawkeye, uh, and all the TV shows. I mean, I feel like I'm definitely down for the ride. I'll keep watching.
Yeah, I don't know. I did like Shang-Chi. Um I don't think it's like I don't think that they hit a jackpot. I just think now they're focused on such a huge universe. Whereas before, with the original set, all they were really worried about was like 4 to 6 characters interacting with each other and being good for Avengers movies. Um, and now, my God, like it's like an entire universe of characters that they're trying to focus on instead of like these, instead of worrying about Iron Man's trilogy, Captain America's trilogy, Thor's trilogy, and then bringing all those characters together. Um, Now everybody's getting a Disney Plus series, and you don't know what the next Avengers film is going to look like because you might have to focus on like 20 characters.
Yeah. And then it might break. They might break those down into smaller, maybe teams and give them Disney Plus shows or something. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what their plans are, but I mean, I'm like I said, I'm just down for the ride.
Yeah, I
Any
mean,
Disney Plus shows that's coming out, I want them. Give them to me. I should have had them yesterday. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I'm still a huge Marvel fan. I just now I don't know what it is inside of me, but I used to love watching everything, and now I'm just like I've seen so much in such a small amount of time that I'm getting fatigued. I don't want to watch the same stuff over and over. So yeah, I don't know. Speaking of Disney Plus though, and all the hits that come through it, have you seen Encanto?
No, I mean, I'm not a big animated Disney musical fan.
Oh,
You know,
pretty
those
good
don't those
soundtrack.
don't those don't interest me like at all.
Well, if you were a Hamilton fan or just a Lin Manuel Miranda fan in general, the soundtrack is pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, what he wrote the music for that?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, they got that fool everywhere. But yeah, I don't know. They just never. I don't know. Even as a little kid, I didn't really like the musical animated movies.
I do wish they'd go back to 2D more. Like the films that were drawn out, like
Yeah.
Tarzan, Hercules, those movies, like the original Lion King and stuff like that that came out when we were younger. Because now it's all the same type of animation. Uh, whether you're watching an Illumination film, so like those Sing movies or Despicable Me, or you're watching
Yeah.
a Disney film, like most of it's the same type of animation, like that 3D weird character body whole ordeal. Um, of course, Sony's doing their own thing with the Spider Verse thing, but yeah, most animation does kind of all look the same now.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't rub me the wrong way or nothing because I don't really watch it. But I mean, of course, you have kids, so you basically watch them all. So
Well, not all of them. I actually didn't see Encanto. So the first time Tiff watched it was with Jaden and Trace. And I don't remember what I was doing. I think for the most part I was doing dishes. So whenever I came down, the movie was kind of mostly over. I didn't pay no attention. And then Tiff was like, "Hey, this movie's really good. You're gonna watch it." And so she made me watch it with her without the kids. And I was like, "Dang, this movie is pretty good." So
all right, I got you. Um, did you get a chance to watch the new Matrix movie? Did we already talk about that?
I think we talked about it, but I still haven't watched it yet. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm today might actually be the last day I can watch it because I think it came out on the 22nd. Um, so I might have to watch it tonight. Uh, I'm also just a big fan of Ozark, which just came out the first half of their fourth season on Netflix. So yeah, I haven't
Yeah,
seen The
well,
Matrix yet.
if I wanted to watch Breaking Bad, I just watch Breaking Bad. Being Ozark is
It's
just Breaking Bad light.
it's it's not.
Diet
it's not the
Breaking Bad.
same. It's not the same as Breaking Bad. It's I think that's just how they advertised it when it came out to get people to watch it. But it's its own entire thing. Like it's not Breaking Bad at all.
Okay. I mean, I've heard good things about it. I've just never taken the time to watch it.
It's pretty good, man. Jason Bateman is surprisingly good. This character Ruth pretty much steals the entire show. Um, I really like it. I think it's great. And I was one of those people that actually watched it because they compared it to Breaking Bad when they first came out with it. But yeah, by the end of like the first season, you're like, this is not Breaking Bad. This is like its own thing entirely.
Would you say it's better than Breaking Bad?
uh, Probably not, but not by much. It's still a really good show. It's just
That's a good.
Breaking Bad is one of those shows, man. It's like perfect from start to finish. Like
There you go.
it's hard to top that. So, but I mean, hey, I don't know how the show ends, but just from watching the first episode, I don't think it's gonna have an ending like Breaking Bad.
Yeah. I mean, I hope not. But I mean, basically, just because I don't want them to compare anything else to Breaking Bad. Dude, Breaking Bad is definitely my second favorite show of all time, just right behind The Wire.
Oh,
So
yeah. I don't know, man. Yeah, some shows just have that thing about them. Like you just can't top them. You know. Uh, Breaking Bad's one when it comes to those crime shows and everything else. I mean, as soon as the show starts and you find out Walter White has cancer, the show shouldn't end any other way than him dying. That's how it should end. And
oh yeah.
but the way he dies is like still so good. Uh so I don't know, man. It's weird, but I'd still put Ozark up there for one of the top shows that's came out.
All right. Um, this is me trying to figure out a transition to our last topic, and
Well,
I could not find one. Jared.
speaking of Breaking Bad and drugs, let's talk about COVID and the vaccine.
Yeah, you're a transition guy. I could not figure out one for the life of me.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah,
just call me Mr. Segway.
Mr. Segway. Um, yeah, the CDC is. This is kind of your topic, but so they're saying that now the new standard of being fully vaxxed is being boosted.
Yeah, they're probably going to change the language real soon uh, to update fully vaccinated to how long it's been since you've got that vaccination set of shots. And if it's been more than like 6 months, they're going to say you're not fully vaccinated until you get a booster shot. Um, Now, for those of you that watched or listened to this show most of last year, you'll know that ABG claims to have wanted to stop COVID from the get go, except I'm the one that got the shot first. And it took him forever to get the vaccine. Well, I'll go ahead and tell you once the CDC updates their, once they update their recommendations, I'm already fully vaccinated again because me and Tiff went and got a booster last weekend. All right. So we're already prepared for the CDC to update. Okay. And I know ABG is not going to be prepared, but in the mind of the federal government, which, you know, I won't say much about them, but I don't agree with a lot of things that the government can do. In the mind of the government, I'll still be fully vaccinated over ABG.
Well, I got. Do you know when they're going to change the language to being fully vaccinated as requiring you booster?
I imagine Biden will want it by the end of the week since the Supreme Court blocked his vaccine mandate.
Well, I don't have my vaccine card out here with me, so I think I'm. I mean, I'm probably gonna get it. I'll get the booster whenever I come home. So so who knows? Who knows? I might be boosted up by the time they change it. So I don't know.
Some
I know I'm not gonna sit around and wait to get the shots like I did for the vaccine for the vaccine.
something something to take note of for you and our other listeners out there who are thinking about getting a booster was I didn't really have any symptoms after the booster. Of course, didn't really have many symptoms after the first two shots. Um, like literally, I just had arm soreness from a normal shot. And Tiff, however, she had she said like right under her armpit was it felt strange and sore. Um, and she read that that can happen if you get all three shots in the same arm. But it just so happened that I had gotten the first two in my left arm, and then I got the booster in my right. So I didn't I didn't really feel anything. But just a forewarning for any of you thinking about getting a booster on that one particular symptom. I but I don't know. I mean, it's funny because now they're updating the guidance. And they're talking about go get your first booster, go get your second booster. And you know what it reminds me of? Going to get a yearly flu shot. Wow, it's almost like this disease isn't going to leave us. So we might as well just declare endemic and start thinking about a powerful yearly shot and medication to treat it because we're obviously never, ever going to eradicate this disease.
Maybe it,
We're not.
I mean, I definitely don't think we will, but it would have to take a whole United States overhaul for it to happen. I mean, that's never going to happen.
Yeah.
So, but thank you for that info about getting the shot in different arms because now in 8 months when I go get my booster shot, I'll um I'll be able to get it in my right arm.
Yeah. Uh, it's weird, man, because now, the Supreme Court, I thought, I actually thought the vote was going to be much closer than it was. I didn't know which way it would go, but they voted 6-3 in favor of blocking his mandate. Um, so it's really weird. I I thought the federal government had the authority to do it, but either way, now they don't. So it's definitely going to put us in that endemic stage because now everybody's going to have that freedom to say, "Hey, I don't have to do this because Supreme Court said no. It's not constitutional." Um, so now it's time to really be looking towards endemic. And Omicron is not even that severe, but we're acting like it's the end of the world again. Like people
I
are trying to
mean,
cancel sports events and stuff like that.
I think it's just more the not the severity of just that it spreads like how easily that it spreads.
Yeah, but also since we know we're on like what strain 6 or 7 at this point, we might as well just live life. And if you get it, well, then that just puts it closer to an endemic stage because at some point we're probably all going to get it now, um, to where we just learn how to live with it because our bodies have faced it. Surprisingly, I still haven't caught it. Nobody in my household has ever tested positive for it. So, and I don't know, since COVID started, I've probably taken like 6 to 10 COVID tests, and I had negative every single time. It's weird.
I think I've taken three, and I mean, I've had it once,
Yeah.
so I don't recommend nobody getting it, man. It was, I mean, unless you're asymptomatic, whatever.
I
But
mean,
if you're not,
I don't recommend people getting the flu, but it happens. I get the flu all the
yeah,
time. Like,
yeah. I mean, if you do so happen to get it, I felt like absolute junk, and I wanted to die. So I don't
I mean,
recommend it.
I mostly blame this endemic stuff on southern US, out where you live and the states in that area because out here in the West, I was complaining, but I was doing everything that I was asked to do, wearing a mask, going to get my vaccines. So, hey man, I knew probably by month 2 it was going to end up being endemic because nobody, like, we weren't going to get more than 60% on board with trying to stop it.
Yeah, I got you, man. I mean, I just, I hope there's a day where we don't have to, wear masks and worry about it. But I don't think that's going to be happening anytime soon.
Yeah, and we said we wouldn't talk about the playoffs, but did you see what the NFL just did? They announced it today, Saturday for us, Monday for all of you listening. They announced that they're going to stop daily testing of unvaccinated players.
Yeah, I saw that.
So that tells you where their minds are. They're like, we're done with this. We just want our money. Like, come to the games. Hey, if you want to play, play. It doesn't matter. Like, unless you just show symptoms, we're not going to test you.
And I mean, how soon until you think they're gonna like stop requiring the fans to wear masks and stuff inside the
Well, that's
arenas?
that's local. That's like local stuff. The NFL can't do anything about it because the local health officials in San Francisco are probably going to be on that heavy COVID mindset longer than the folks out in Atlanta, that can say, hey, yeah, you guys don't have to wear a mask when you go inside Mercedes Benz. But it's all that stuff is local, but the NFL is basically telling you where they're at now. They're like, hey, we don't care about this anymore. It's been going on forever.
Yeah, crazy, man. I mean, it's I'm like a little torn because like I mean I get it,
Yeah.
I get it, but then also I'm like, damn, we really should be doing more though to try to get this thing taken care of. But also I'm just like realistic, and I'm like I don't, it's never gonna get taken care of.
Well, that's what I am. I'm a realist. Okay. And I wanted to do the right thing. But now that I know the rest of the country is not going to be able to do it, I'm like, let's just live life. And if I get sick, I get sick. But at least I know that my family's gotten vaccinated and I've gotten all the shots. So if I get it, then my symptoms shouldn't be that bad.
Yeah, I mean also, Jared, you may be a realist, but I'm the realist. So
You might
Soon.
think you're the realist, but I am the realist on the show. You,
You just
you've
said
been
what I said.
you've been you've been talking about eradicating COVID. We had to have a vaccine watch for like 3 months because you wouldn't go get the shot.
That don't have nothing to do with being the realist.
You could be the realist, but I'm the realist.
The realist.
IST. You can be the realist, EST, but I'm the
No,
realist.
no, no, no. I'm the realist.
No, you're not, bro. You keep talking about eradicating COVID. I've known it was going to be endemic for like a year,
This ain't just COVID related, dog.
bro.
I'm just the realist in the game.
Who's had the most sports predictions correct? Also, when it comes to who's going to beat who
What's that got to do with being
on
real?
the show.
Anyways, we'll call us both the realists. And you know who ain't the realist? And this is me calling them out because I know one of them at least listens to the episodes every week. This is me calling out the boys over at the Thought Police. We were in a group chat. We were in the group chat, and I called them out. I said their podcast is now defunct, and they keep saying they're coming back. And I asked Ethan to be on this week, and he said, tell the world this. He said a phoenix rises from the ashes every day, and who knows when the next one will be. So maybe those boys over at the Thought Police are planning their return, but I say don't hold your breath.
I'm worried about the episodes that they have in the can. You know, when they'd get on here and Uriel would say, even Ethan would, I think Ethan would say it more than Uriel because he would bring it up about they've got recorded episodes that never published. That Uriel I guess just didn't cut or whatever. And I'm like, what's on those tapes, man? What these boys say that Uriel didn't want to release.
The Thought Police lost tapes. We gotta somehow get a hold of those and release them to the people.
I'll say we've got a couple of them, not full episodes, but there's definitely been segments that I've cut on this show because it wasn't right. It wasn't right to release them.
Yeah. I know of at least one. I mean, yeah, but now I don't know. I hope the Thought Police. This is just me, giving the boys a hard time. But I do hope the Thought Police somehow comes back and and shocks the world and you know gives us what we want one more time. But until then, the Thought Police boys always have a spot as a guest on Unheard Of. So
That's right. Yeah, they have a spot here. We try to get them on here a couple times, but it seems like every time we get both of them, it kind of falls through. So yeah, maybe they'll be on here in a few weeks or something. Maybe we'll see if we can get them on.
once again, I say don't hold your breath.
Yeah. Well, I
It's
mean,
hard to it's hard to pin these boys down. They're just some slippery creatures,
I
especially
mean,
all the way in South Korea. So
hey, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? South Korea, Georgia, time zones are vastly different. Like I'm in Colorado, so to get everybody on the same page, it takes some real good coordination.
yeah, I mean, I don't I don't think any of us have too good a coordination. So
No, we don't. I got two kids. You got a traveling job. Okay, sometimes it just don't happen.
yeah, sometimes it just doesn't happen. I mean, thank you once again. I say this every week, of course. Thank you to everybody for just sticking around with us and bearing through us. Not being able to release every week. Us working through that. If you made it this far in the episode, of course, thank you a million times.
Hey, that's the way to do it. Um, and yeah, we'll go ahead. I'll get into my closing thoughts. I'm just I'm gonna leave it simple for you this week, folks. Go Dogs. That's it. That's my closing thought because I'm still celebrating. And you can find me on the Twitter at Jerod Evans. It's been a while since I posted, guys. I think the only thing I had going for me was the TSA story, and now that's pretty much dead in the water. So I don't really have nothing else. I mean, ever since they screwed me, right? So it's it's been real quiet out there on the Twitter.
Closing thoughts for me, I don't know. I mean, definitely hope that the Thought Police boys show back up again. We've got the beacon up in the sky. There's a rivet in the sky for for the Thought Police. So if they ever want to come back, we're waiting for them. So shout out to them boys. Shout out to all of our listeners. Shout out to my mama. Shout out to my fiance. I just want to give some shout outs this week for closing thoughts. And you can find me on Twitter at young without the O _ABG. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at unheard_of_pod. Facebook, we on Facebook. I almost called us the Thought Police. That's so stupid. Unheard of. YouTube, we got links, we got videos, we got stuff. Just we're everywhere. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple Music. We're everywhere. Come and check us out.
Well, I don't think we're on Apple anymore. I think Anchor
We're not.
changed their terms and everything, but so I don't think we're on Apple anymore.
Never mind. We're not on Apple. If you have Apple Music and you wanted to listen to us, go screw yourself. Jerod?
Yeah. Hey, quick shout out to my nanny. We got the frame. It was delayed by a couple weeks because it's custom. It's a really weird size. I don't know why Liberty does this for their graduate diploma frames, but we just got it. So I haven't put it in the frame yet. But next week's episode or the next one we record, whenever, I will highlight it on the show for you, Nanny. I'll have it in the frame and everything. So just had to put that out there.
Absolutely. Shout out to Nanny too. Shout out to Nanny. We love
right. And all that being said, folks, like Arthur said, appreciate you joining us. And as always, we love you, we hear you, and we hope you hear us here at Unheard Of.
And as always, I'm Arthur.
And I'm Jerod, and you just listened to
Unheard Of.
At the